Hi. Okay, so first I know it has been like super long. It's been such a long time since I came on here. I want to apologize for that because I just didn't have the motivation really to film. Like, I'm not going to ramble on about it, but I just didn't have the motivation. I had a lot of different things going on. And yeah. So with that being said, I'm just gonna start talking about what I want this video to be about. And this video is going to be about a paranormal experience that I had in a separate house from the one that I told you in the last video. So this house was actually the house that I moved into after that one. I can't remember if I mentioned it in my other video, but I did. While I was in the older house, I made a Ouija board. I made it with like the back of a book. I just like ripped off the hardcover of a book, and I flipped it over, and on the blank side I made the Ouija board. And I made the Ouija board with my friends, and I did it because I thought it was just something fun to do. I was bored, we were bored. I've always been into stuff like that, and they were too, so they thought it was pretty cool and pretty fun. I didn't really have any intention of actually talking to anything. I didn't really think anything was going to happen, but I figured this is something that I can do just for fun right now. And I was young. I was maybe like 13 at this point when I made it. We played with it, and like I said, nothing happened. I didn't expect anything to happen, and nothing happened. So that was that, and I kind of played it with it maybe a couple of more times. Nothing ever happened with it. I put it up in my closet and I left it, and I totally forgot about it. Then when it came time to move, of course I saw it when I was packing up all of my stuff, so I took it with me, not thinking, since nothing happened to it, there can't possibly be anything associated with it or anything like that, so I packed it and I took it with me. So then what happened was we moved to the new house, and I'm unpacking and everything was fine. And this house was pretty old. Like, it was an older house, so it did have a few creaks and stuff like that, so it was a little bit creepy, but it wasn't anything that I was really concerned about. But the first night that I was sleeping in my bedroom, I just had this really bad feeling. I just felt super terrified and super scared, even though there was really nothing to be scared of. I didn't know why I was scared, but I just had this feeling that I was really scared. I kind of felt like I was being watched. I don't know if any of you have ever felt something like that, but you just feel like something is there, or you feel like a different energy in the room. It's just really an uncomfortable feeling. So I would literally sleep with my light on the entire night because I didn't like the dark. My room, the way it was set up, it was a very small room. I always tell everybody, and I still think to this day, that room was not meant to be a room. I'm not really sure what it was or what the people who built it used it for. I don't know, but it just wasn't supposed to be a room. It was too small to be a room, and it did have a closet, but the closet didn't have a door, so it was just kind of like this cutout in the wall that didn't have a door. So at night, if I turned my light off, I would have to stare into this dark black closet, and I didn't like that because, like I said, I already had felt weird in that room. Well, months go by, and I do feel that, that feeling of just uneasiness and unrest. Actually, after exploring the property a little bit, because there was just some woods out in the back, but after exploring, I found a tombstone. I couldn't make out what it said. It was very old, and the lettering was really worn down, but I think it dated all the way back until from like the 1600s from what I could see. So it was really old. Yes, so I found that, and it was a really small tombstone. I figured it could have been a child's, maybe. It was just one, and it was by itself, and it was really weird because the area where the tombstone was, nothing would grow. Like, no grass would grow. The grass would literally come in dead. It just, in this entire area surrounding the tombstone, it didn't grow at all. And this one time I remember there was a deer that had, I guess, came out of the woods or something, and it died by the tombstone, and I remember it just sat there and rotted and rotted and rotted, and I thought it was just so weird how it just died, like, right in front of the tombstone, and it was weird, but it could also have been a coincidence, so I wasn't, too skeptical about that. But back to inside the house, we started to have really weird things happen. My brother at this point, who was he was maybe 4 or 5, I want to say maybe 5, and there's one night that he woke up crying, and when my mom went in there and asked him what was wrong, he told her that he saw her outside his door, but that it wasn't her, and that she was backwards. I know, okay? It scared the shit out of me too. Literally, like, my eyes are tearing right now. She put him back to bed. She said everything was okay, whatever. She went back to sleep. I didn't find out until the next morning. Thank God, because I wouldn't have been able to sleep. And from then, I just got really, really scared because what could that be? I don't know what he meant. I never really asked him about it. I never engaged with him about it because I was frankly too scared myself to talk about it. So then we just realized that there was something really dark in the house because my mom had felt an energy also. We had this woman who lived next door to us. We had her come over. Let's just call her Sam for the sake of this video. So we had Sam come over, and she claimed to be a psychic, or, she could connect with the dead, or whatever you want to call that. So she comes over, and she's walking around our house, and she gets to the bottom of the stairs, and she points up at the top of the stairs, and then Sam pointed to my room. She said, "Who stays in that room? There's something really dark in that room. Whose room is that?" And of course, it was mine. So I told her that. I said, "It's my room." She said, "Is there anything that, you might have that something could potentially be connected to?" And mind you, I had not told Sam anything about me having the Ouija board. She had no idea. She had no idea that I had it. I don't even think my mom remembered that I had it or that I brought it. So it was really weird that she said that. And I did. I said, "Yeah, I mean, I have a Ouija board, but nothing has ever happened with it, so I don't know if it's that." And she said, "Well, that might be what it is. So you need to take that and you need to get rid of it. You need to take it out of this house." And I took her advice because I was terrified at that point. I took her advice and I took it. I brought it outside. We had this burn bin that we would burn some stuff in. So I brought it back to the burn bin, and I had a lighter, and I folded it up, and I lit it, and it wouldn't catch fire. And I'm thinking, it's just not, I'm not lighting it good enough. So I kept trying and trying and trying, and it wouldn't light. So I said, whatever, you know what? I know I have gasoline in the garage. So I got the gasoline, I poured it onto the Ouija board, and I took the lighter and I lit it up. and it wouldn't burn. It wouldn't even catch fire. I don't know why. I don't know if there's some kind of logical explanation to this, but in my opinion, if you drench something in gasoline and you put fire to it, it should light. So it didn't. And I kept trying. My mom was standing right next to me. She tried. It wouldn't light. So I've heard of that. I've heard to burn a Ouija board. So that's why I did. It wouldn't burn. So what did I do? I probably didn't do the smartest thing, but I knew that I didn't want to bring it back into the house. So I just took it and I threw it really, really far into the woods. It's probably still there. And I've since long moved out of that house, but it's probably still there. So that's really it for this video. I just wanted to tell you the story about the Ouija board that wouldn't light on fire. And if anybody has an explanation about this as to why maybe it didn't light or anything like that, I would appreciate knowing, so instead of like freaking out about it. But yeah, it was really, really intense. It never ended up lighting, like I said. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit of a short one, but I did want to come back and you know, talk to you guys. I did want to come back to doing YouTube videos because it's something that I really like doing. I like sitting and I like talking, and you know, I like telling stories, and I think I have a lot of interesting ones. So that's just a short one, a really simple little one to get me back into, you know, the whole YouTube thing. So I will continue to be making videos from this point out, I hope. If not, then I'll always, you know, I'll let you know next time that I do take a very, very long break, because I know I looked at that video, the last one I posted, it was almost a year ago. So it's crazy. Things are crazy and things have changed. But I hope you enjoyed this video nevertheless, and I will see you with the next one.